So many pro-choice candidates. So very important, again, very basic. Let us educate our conscience. Now, another principle. The end never, mark the word, never justifies the means. Never. You cannot kill one man in order to save the whole nation. You cannot.
You mean
because the means is evil.
You mean murder?
Yeah.
Because you're allowed.
Yeah, of course. There will always, when we go to the Fifth Commandment, we will always distinguish between justified killing and murder. Okay? But of course, you know what I mean. Okay. Yeah, when you talk about it in a general term, it's almost always, I presume that you understand it to be the illegal killing or murder. Okay. The end does not justify the means. Okay. Where is that in the scripture? Romans chapter 3, verse 8.
The end.
Romans chapter 3, verse 8. And why not, as we are accused, and as some plainly say, that we should do evil, that good may come of it? Their penalty is what they deserve. So the end never justifies the means. Regardless of your intention. Robin Hood has the best intention, right? He robs people in order to give the loot to the poor. That the end does not justify that. Let me read to you the catechism that expounds on that. 1753 of the catechism. No matter how good your intention is, a good intention does not make behavior that is intrinsically disordered, such as lying calumny, good or just. The end does not justify the means. Thus, the condemnation of an innocent person cannot be justified as a legitimate means of saving the nation. On the other hand, an added bad intention makes that act evil, an act evil that in and of itself can be good. For instance, almsgiving. You're a politician, you give, but your motive is to win votes. Yeah, you'll get your votes, but you won't get any merit from heaven. Because you have a bad motive in doing that. What about the circumstances attending it? We have what we call mitigating circumstances. But the action itself cannot be justified. Now in law, we have what we call justifying circumstances and mitigating circumstances. Generally speaking, circumstances cannot justify the act unless, of course, again, killing, self-defense is justifiable. Okay. But generally speaking, the circumstances, including the consequences, are secondary elements of the moral act. They contribute to increasing or diminishing the moral goodness or evil of human acts. They can also diminish or increase the agent's responsibility. Circumstances of themselves cannot change the moral quality of acts themselves. They can make neither good nor right an action that is in itself evil. 1756. It is therefore an error to judge the morality of human acts by considering only the intention that inspires them, or the circumstances, that is, the environment, social pressure, duress, or emergency, which supply their context. There are acts which, in and of themselves, independently of circumstances and intentions, are always greatly illicit by reason of their object, such as blasphemy and perjury, murder, and adultery. One may not do evil so that good may result from it. Okay, let's get to specific. Some specific example. Let's go to the extreme one. A 12-year-old retarded girl was raped and became pregnant. Will that justify abortion? It's not. Because abortion is evil in and of itself. That's the most example I can think of. Okay? That would be that happened. Other examples. Euthanasia. The intention is good. You want to alleviate the suffering of the dying person. Can that justify killing the person? In no circumstance will it ever justify killing a person. What about the case of Delishayo?
Yeah,
Right?
that's not justifiable.
It's not justified. Why? Because it's, the being fed through the tube is an artificial nutrition and hydration, but not artificial prolongation of life. It's not an artificial life support. It cannot be considered artificial life support. But we will get to that when we get to the fifth commandment, more thoroughly. Okay. So, euthanasia is a specific example of trying to justify the killing because of mercy. Okay? Abortion in order to save the life of the mother. Is that justified? It's never justified. Never justified. Oh, I got in trouble with this in one of my classes. What about, especially military people, this is their sense of confusion. What about the bombing of the entire city, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in order to prevent more soldiers from being killed? We'll get to that more fully. The official declaration of the church in that regard. Yeah.
I looked at a classic example of a German being interrogated by a Nazi, and this German was hiding from Jews. He lied that he doesn't have Jews in him.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. When we get to the eighth commandment, sometimes we should hide the truth. As in that particular case, in order to save people. That's part of more or less stretching the self-defense doctrine in there. But we will get to that when we get to the fifth commandment. Okay. All right. Sometimes the couples would watch pornographic video. I don't know this. A bishop was asked about this question. Very beautiful audience and a couple raised up their hands and asked the bishop, they said, is it okay for us to watch this pornographic video? But our intention really is just to enhance our sexual life. Is that okay? No. You made a mistake, isn't it? I think that's okay. It's not! Because pornography is intrinsically evil. It is intrinsically evil. How many people say the bishop? Maybe you know him. I won't mention them. But you see, some even clergy people can commit a mistake in using out the understanding of the church, but that's not the official teaching of the church. The official teachings of the church come out only from the official declaration of our Pope. Okay? And the bishop's communion with the Pope. Yes?
So what is the definition of pornography?
Pornography can be very technical. Some try to borrow it with the excuse of an art. Okay? There have been a lot of cases in court that has been litigated about what really is pornography. But we should understand that pornography, if it is simply just to enhance our lust or
Too late.
it's perverted. When it is perverted, I don't think you can justify it in any form of art whatsoever. Because pornography is display of, it's defined in the catechism. How pornography is defined in the catechism. Look at the index. You see how useful the catechism is. Letter P, pornography. We'll get to that when we get to the sixth commandment, but not leave that hanging. Paragraph 2211 of the Catechism. 2211. Very good definition of pornography. Oh, what is that? The other one. What is that? 2354. 2354. Okay, here we go. Pornography consists in removing real or simulated sexual acts from the intimacy of the partners in order to display them deliberately to third parties. It offends against chastity because it perverts the conjugal act, the intimate giving of spouses to each other. It does great injury to the dignity of its participants, since each one becomes an object of base pleasure and illicit profit for others. It immerses all who are involved in the illusion of a fantasy world. It is a grave offense. Civil authorities should prevent the production and distribution of pornographic materials. We'll get to that more fully. Yeah.
Could you say that the Holy Crusade was justified?
I'm sorry.
Could you say that the Holy Crusade was justified?
The crusade?
Absolutely.
The crusade? Yeah, it is justified, but we have abused the means by which we try to recover the city of Jerusalem. And the means by which we did it